believe that this is not a video of Horseshoe Bend in Arizona, isn't it? This is, in fact, a virtual reality experience. Whoa. Yep, this is a virtual reality experience. You can even throw rocks off the side of the cliff and watch them fall all the way down. Fortunately, you can't fall off, but this is freaking impressive. If you want to travel the world, then you can do it in VR, and it's becoming more and more easy. And if you're not wearing headphones right now, you should be, because there is so much to listen to. Hold on. Let's go back by this river here for just a second, by the Colorado River. Just listen to this. You hear the wind? Look, there's a bird down there. Right over there. You can see him flying around. This is an amazing experience called Brink. And it actually puts you in these locations. It's pretty unreal what it allows you to do and see in VR. We're going to explore some other locations here in just a second. But let me tell you right now, I'm using the PC VR version. I've played both Quest version and PC VR version. And I'm telling you right now, the reason I'm showing you PC VR is because I did not see a perceivable difference between the two. We're leaving the optimized zone. There's an optimized section. You can go a little bit off the optimized path, and then you'll hit into a red barrier that doesn't allow you to go any farther. There's the red barrier. But pretty freaking amazing. And they'll give you an overview. In fact, you have to find... Right, there's the photos of the... Most of these are in the United States. As you can see, that's the United States, US. Almost pretty much, I think, maybe all of them are actually in the US, except for this Iceland one. Let's go to Iceland for a minute, and then we'll jump back to the US, because this one is pretty freaking impressive. This actually gives you an overview of the location. It even gives you the day of the month you were there, how fast the wind was, the temperature, all that stuff. Now let's head over to Iceland. Now listen to that. Look at the flowers swaying in the breeze right there. Grass all over the ground. This is freaking impressive.
Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Merkakadash, Yahweh being a true name for Heavenly Father, Yahushai being a name for His only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. And we give double honors to the elders and apostles. A very millstone, Natasha's truth and will well. This idea is Jehovah light pursuing His truth and honesty and sincerity. This is Buddy Awasap, coaching the lesser spirit power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And this lesson is coming through the spirit. I came across a technology called the Oculus Quest 2, and basically it's virtual reality. This is my first time experiencing this level of virtual reality. Wow, really crazy, incredible technology to a point to where how far they're gone with this thing, man, where you can visit, it's going to be at the point where you can visit any part of the world and physically feel like you're there, hearing everything. They'll even upgrade it to the point you might be able to smell, feel different winds. But wearing this thing and put it on just goes to show, for me, it was put me in the mentality that the thought entered my mind that people will be begging for the technology reference to Revelation 13 and 16. Okay, which is the MOTB, the mark of the BEAST. All right. People will beg for that because right now it's in stages. Right now you can just use the Oculus, which is used in the metaverse. Okay. And with the use of the Oculus, you know, you can experience different worlds, people, technology, the games, you know. Revelation 13 and 16 basically says that they'll be putting this in your hand and your head, a specific tech. All right. And that tech is the RFID chip implant. All right. And it goes underneath your skin as well as in your head. And the one that's in your head will eventually have the capability, if not already, to have this much technology built into it, or can be used in conjunction with VR technology. And once they release that, after me experiencing this for myself, people will beg for that tech, man. Revelation 13:16, there's not going to be any problems getting people to accept that. Instantly being able to travel, go to different places of the world, instantly learning a language, transferring thoughts, memories. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And it's here, man. Elon Musk has developed the Neuralink implant. All right, so really wanted to speak on that, man. Wow. And there's a few scriptures that come to mind. Before I get into that, though, there's another video that I do want to play. So bear with me. Let's see here. Let's let this ad skip through here real quick. Salakia. But yeah, because there's a point, man. You see how you have that whole experience in VR that I just showed you on the television from the metaverse Oculus VR headset. Pay attention to what this man is going to say for a couple minutes, man, in regards to microchips that go in your mind. He's really talking about it and very enthusiastic about it, and he's telling you exactly where they're headed with this. So what I just mentioned of being able to have that tech inside of a tiny chip is not something that's just far-fetched. It's something that's reality. All right, so pay attention here real quick. Check this out.
Your quality of life. Would you hesitate to get the chip? No, of course not. You would say, put the chip in my brain. So that is starting right now, these experiments. And even more interesting, scientists have done experiments with rats, and they have chips in the rat's brain. And what they did was they taught a rat how to do certain things. And when the rat did all these complex things, it could get food. Now, it took the rat weeks to learn that. Weeks. But then they hooked the rat's brain chip to the internet. And they had another rat in another city. And instantly they connected those two rats' brains. And do you know what happened? The other rat knew how to get the food right away. It didn't have to learn anything. The knowledge was transferred from one brain of a living animal to another brain. That is amazing. That opens up a world of possibilities. Because if they can do that in rats today, imagine 10 years from now what they can do in humans. And we will go there. So, mind-to-mind communication. This is something of science fiction that we all read about. But this is actually possible today, as I just showed you. So there will come a point where if we have a chip in our brain, and you out there have a chip in your brain, we can communicate. We can communicate without talking. We can communicate when you're halfway around the world. And we can exchange knowledge. So, if you look at a world where we have these chips that are connected to the internet, all of a sudden, every piece of information on the internet becomes accessible to our minds. Now, when we look back at today and we have to go to Baidu or Google and type it in, that will seem so primitive. Nobody will do that. You will just think, what knowledge do I need? And it will appear there for you to use. But it gets even weirder, stranger. Because we will not only be able to transfer knowledge, but we will be able to transfer memories. Now, so you could have an experience like skydiving, and all of a sudden you could transfer that experience to a friend.
So that's exactly what I was talking about, man. And that experience, what you just seen in VR, somebody recorded it with a special camera, that panoramic camera, to get all the angles needed for you to experience that, man. And it's no longer going to be a gigantic headset that you put on your head and put over your eyes, it's going to be something that they implant. Okay?
And all of a sudden, they have experienced what you have experienced. It gets even weirder because we will be living our lives as our lives. We know our lives and our memories, but you will all of a sudden have access to anybody's life who wants to make it available to you. People will put open source their lives so others can download pieces of their lives and experience those things. That will be really strange. We won't know the difference between our own memory and a memory we acquired from someone else.
And that's where Yahweh Bashim Shai comes in, of why his punishment is going to be so severe. You won't be able to tell the difference because this is where the deception comes. They will hack your minds to where you will be complete zombies and have no longer control over your brain. Okay? And they will put whatever memories they want you to think and believe into your mind. You're giving over your spirit. You're allowing yourself to be possessed at will of the push of a button. So this is why Revelation 13 and 16, the judgment is so harsh when you read Revelation, the 14th chapter. Okay, so let's go into some scriptures here that talk about this. Okay, so being able to instantly transfer that experience of going to any part of the world, instantly transfer an experience of learning a martial art, instantly transfer the experience of learning a language, a skill, a trade. That type of technology is going to be looked at as miracles. Being able to walk again, you name it. The blind to see again. Revelation 13 and 14. Actually, we'll go up. Revelation 13 and 13 says, "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live." Okay, so people are going to be deceived by all these miracles, all this vast technology of with the these chips, man. Okay, and they're gonna go take it willingly. They'll be begging for this, man, giving their money up for it, just to be deceived for the ultimate end goal is to make you the perfect slave, to hack your mind. And it's going to be very tempting for these people, and I know that because when I was playing with this VR headset, man, after just a few minutes, I felt like I was in a completely different world, man. I felt like I was somewhere on a vacation, just the scenery was changed inside of the office, and then when I took it off, it was like, man, what? And I watched this. They had this movie program from Jurassic Park where you get to follow the little velociraptor called Blue. And it was close enough to where in the VR where you could pet it. The raptor's right next to you, man. You're looking around and you look like you're inside the jungle, man. And you're watching this dinosaur interact with others, get attacked, it fighting others, and you're right there in front of them and touching distance from these things, man. So that type of experience is going to be so addicting. People are not going to want to take these headsets off to go back to their lives, which is not as exciting and so boring. And they're going to be getting depressed. And it's going to become an addiction. And then when they come out with the tech and say, wait a minute, you can have this built into your brains and you can log on and off at will, people are going to be begging for it, man. There's people already right now getting jobs in the freaking metaverse, man, with Facebook. And we know this is where they're headed, where they want to go. Because now Facebook, when you go to use their headset, the new one, you're required to have a Facebook account. and give them your login information, because they want everybody to be plugged in, because damn near everyone has a damn Facebook at this point. So that this is a big time goal for them. And it's being done in stages. Right now it's in the form of VR and headsets. Okay, but then they're going to slowly introduce how that technology can be used in conjunction with brain chips. So people are going to be deceived by all these miracles. Okay? Verse 15, he says, and he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that image of the beast goes into the system, the philosophy, the actual government, the tyranny. Okay? So eventually, if you come against the things that they have set out, they will try to kill you. If you come against the established order, the new world order. Okay? Verse 16 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma. That's what that word right there originally means. In their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, that charagma goes into an incision, a cutting underneath the flesh with a pointed instrument. Okay, i.e., a hypodermic needle. All right, and that's how these microchips are administered. It says, receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. So we just seen them talking about it. All right, that's talking about nothing else other than the RFID microchip technology. And it says that no man might buy or sell save he to have the mark. If you pay attention to what's going on with the news, they've been telling you about the tech that's out right now, what people are using it for, buying or selling. So you're not using any credit or debit unless you have that. That's going to be the most secure form of payment, and that's going to be the legal form. And any other form will be obsolete and illegal to use. Okay? It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So there you have it, man. And we're going to read to you the judgment if you choose to ignore the warnings. Revelation 14:9 says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with the fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So don't take it, man. That's the judgment if you take it. Okay, you've been warned. You've been very warned, man. 2nd Esdras 8:27. Regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen, but the desire of those that keep the testimonies and afflictions. Okay, so these are all testimonies of what we're bringing to you with these scriptures. Things that were written before, testimonies of visions and dreams. And Revelation 13:16 is a testimony of a heavy vision that was recorded over 2,000 years ago. And now we're living in that vision. It's become a reality. But in the midst of this vision we're living in, it says what? Regard not the wicked inventions. So when that MOTB tech come out, man, don't take it. Do not take it. Okay? This is Isaiah 14:13. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. This is the spirit of Esau Edom. This is what he's thinking all the time, 24/7. He wants to be like Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. That's why he's creating this tech like this, man. You know, he's trying to go toe to toe with the Lord. He thinks he can, but he can't. He was nothing but an instrument created to destroy and punish the earth, and his time for doing so is running up. So you will no longer have a purpose, Esau, Edom. Your obsession with blood is going to be no longer even thought about on this earth. You're going to be wiped out permanently, man, for trying to be like Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, man. You have to go. This is the book of Proverbs 12:2. It says, a good man obtaineth favor of Yahweh, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. So Esau, Edom, has been condemned from all these wicked devices that he continues to create and invent. And so these things that he's made right now is just conditional programming to get people ready to accept the real technology when it comes out, man. You know, so enjoy the little video game stuff now, man. But pay attention to what the real end goal is and why they're coming out with all this type of stuff and the bigger picture here. It's about to get crazy, man. So with that, Lord's will, assistance edifying. I'm going to close out and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, Tasha's truth and will well. Salvation, hopefully that person is truth and honesty, sincerity. Shalom.